Okay, traders, what we're going to be talking about in this video is maybe bring you up to date a little bit. I'm not going to get into real depth talking about the manager. You may want to look at the manager video to see more about that, but we'll show some things with the manager. But hopefully this will give you some idea of what's going on with the manager and strategy number one. Now, I know this is not going to look impressive to a lot of you. You think this is a crazy way to trade. Who would ever do stupid things like that, or create any kind of EA or a robot that works that way? It just doesn't make any sense. But that's okay. Some things make sense to some people. Sometimes they don't make sense to other people. But it depends on how they work out too. So, okay, so let's get started here. These are the two forums you can go to get more information on what we're doing here. So be sure to come over and visit us, and please do some posting over there. It gets kind of quiet at times. And I may not be around at different times, but I'm always keeping an eye on it. And but we do need more people posting and giving their remarks. Just like I'd like you to give your remarks on this video and your opinions. We're always looking for opinions, because I know a lot of you are going to think this is crazy. but that's okay. So let's open up something here. Okay, this one here, this is the latest version, 5G, of the manager. And there are some things that have changed maybe in this area and up here from the previous version, which I think was 5C, I think it was. One of the main things is the open trades here. They used to be down here at the bottom. I moved them up here just to put them up here with the rest of the stuff. So this will tell you what the profit is, if there is any of the open trades. That would be right here. And this would tell you what the maximum open trade profit has gone up to. And this will tell you what the drawdown has been. Maximum drawdown has been on open trades. And of course, as you know, open trades show up over here. Now in this case, we just got two trades picked. And remember, when you open up the manager, or when you load it, launch it, you get this window with your settings. And I'm not going to get into a lot of these. You're going to have to determine how you want to do your money management and things like that. But the list is down here, and you can see right now I've just got gold and silver. And that's all that's showing up here. And then I left a blank space here. That way it ignores all of the other 25, I guess. Yeah. When you first open it up, it comes up with all 28. And like I said before, you can create your own list here. And like I did, I just created a list of two, gold and silver, left a blank space. That way it'll ignore all these. That way you don't have to erase all these. And remember, when you do this, you do not put a prefix on any of these. You do not put a suffix on any of these. The program will look at your pairs, and it will determine whether they have a prefix or a suffix, and it will take that into account. But in this list, this is the way you list them. Now, everything that gets listed here has to be over here in your Market Watch window. So if you open up your Market Watch window, make sure all the pairs you have picked over here are over here. Like here we got the gold and silver, and as you can see, we got them down here. Now if they're not there, you may have to right click and show all to get everything. So just remember that, because If they're not over here and you put them over here in your list, what's going to happen? The program will crash when you try to open it, and you'll end up with an error. It'll say divide by 0 error, something like that, because it can't find one of the pairs and it's trying to calculate something for that pair, and since it can't calculate it, it ends up with a divide by 0 error because you can't divide by 0, and the program will not load. Then you'll get part of a program here. This may be all black and you may get something over here you don't know, but at the present time this is running, so I got to be careful here so I don't screw something up. Okay, so let's close this. The only other thing, remember, is you got these two buttons down here. You got a temp. If you click on the temp, it brings up this window, and you can put a number in here for a template you want to use, and it will apply that template to all your open charts. In this case, just 2 charts. Of course, we don't know how to do that right now. And remember, the way you find out what the template number is just right-click on the chart, open up your templates, and what you do is you count. Now, in this case, you can see there's a whole bunch of different templates in here. And actually, the first one is this wrinkle chart builder template. Now, the first template in this list is always 0. So when you count, you go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if I wanted to use a default template on all my charts, I would pipe in that number 9. And that would apply it to all my charts. So remember that if you want to use the temp button down here, that's how it works. We also have a period 1. And in that case, you just, like now it says 5, so it would apply a 5-minute time frame to every chart. So there would be a 5-minute chart. You put whatever you want in your 5 minutes. They have to agree with what you got up here. 5-minute, 15-minute, 30, 15, 30, and this is 60, and of course this is 240, and the daily is 1440, and they go up like that. So you'd have to put that in there. Now remember, in order for these 2 buttons to work, you have to have 2 scripts over in your script folder. Now, a lot of this information I'm saying about this is just redundant. You probably already know this, but I thought maybe I better bring it up. Might be a few of you who haven't taken the chance or opportunity to look at the video on the video manager, on the manager. But over here, you have to have 2 scripts. And this is the one that changes the template. This is the one that changes the time frame. So these 2 scripts have to be over here. Now, what you have to do to make these work, you notice over here it says Alt-M. This one says Alt-P. You have to assign a hotkey to each one of these. By doing that, you just right-click, set hotkey, and it comes up like this, and you can see I already have the hotkeys set up for those 2 scripts. If you don't do this, these buttons will not work. So it's up to you whether you want to use them or not. Now, in this particular case, with the strategy number 1 and the manager, it really doesn't matter if you have those set up or not, because they're not going to work, because the manager always comes up in the H1. You can't change it. And the strategy number 1 trader, always comes up in H1. You can't change it. If you try to change it, it'll just pop back to H1. So these are basically, you won't be using them anyway. The only other thing is this on dock key. Now I have 3 monitors here. So what this does, if I click on this, it takes and undocks the manager. Here he is. Now I can drag this onto one of my other monitors and then of course expand it to full screen. Then I can leave this open all the time. So I would drag that to another monitor, make it full screen, and leave it there. That way I know what's going on all the time because the manager is always open. And then over on this screen here, which I'm looking at, I could, expand this, of course, and I could look at all my different charts just by clicking on, the proper button to show them. Now, if you want to bring this back over and dock it back up over here, you notice up here on the left, there's this little redock button. Click that, and he comes back up, and then just expand him back out again. Now we're back to a single screen, but this is only important if you got more than one monitor. If you got only a single monitor, there's no real reason to do any undocking. Now to make that work, there is one file that you do have to have. And you will find it in the libraries folder. It's called the ondock DLL. Now, in order to get this ondock DLL, you have to go to the first page in the forum at Forex Factory and download it. I do not send it along in the zip file because what will happen is a lot of your email clients out there will block it if they see a DLL. Even if I change the name or to something else, a lot of them still block it. So I don't even include this in there a lot of times. So what you want to do is go over to the first page in the forum on Forex Factory, and you'll find this ondock DLL, and just download it and then put it into your libraries folder. That's where it's supposed to go. And then what will happen is this ondock button will work. But if you don't use the button, don't worry about it. You don't need it. Okay, so that does that a little bit. Right now this is weird. This is a lie. We're on a demo account, and you can see this is a pretty big demo account, $49,000, over 40, almost $50,000, and we're just trading these two pair. Now what we want to do is, you notice there's little symbols here. These little symbols mean something, and you get used to that because it tells you just how far into the logic we are presently at. It doesn't tell you there's a trade on. There's no trade on here yet. If there was a trade, you would get a solid red arrow going down or a solid green arrow going up. But in this case, we got a star, which tells us all that means is we've possibly got a swing point. Remember, strategy 1 is only looking for swing points to trade. Enter on a swing up and get out on the swing down, trading from swing up to swing down or swing down to swing up, whichever way it's going. And that's what we're looking for. And these swing points can last a day, or they can last a week, or maybe several weeks. It depends on, you get a long trend. So now the star, that just tells us that we got a possible swing point. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's possible. And this one here tells us that we got a confirmed swing point plus another confirmed point, and we're waiting for a breakout in the proper direction. So if we go look at the silver, here's our confirmed swing point, but we have nothing else in the logic that is telling us to go short. So we got that confirmed, but we don't have nothing else going on yet. And of course down here we had a swing point. Now remember these swing points, you look at them on here and you say, boy, they sure look good. But remember, everything looks good in the past because these things repaint. Now we do, in our logic, try to account for the repainting of these because they will move. Like this one here, could have been over here, and now it's over here. Well, the logic takes that into account, so it helps some. It's not 100% perfect, but it does help when these repaint up here. Now, of course, if we get another high point over here, it could even move way over here. But in the present time, we are going down here. But we don't have any logic confirmation in here telling us to go short. So now let's go look at the gold. Now here's the gold. Now here you can see you got to swing low. Here you got to swing high. Like I said, these could have been in a little different spot. Like this one here could have been over here, jumped over here, and the logic took that all into account. Basically what the logic does, even if you got part of the logic over here confirming it, if this jumps over here, what it does, it deletes all that logic, all those signals, and starts over from scratch. So then it started over from scratch here, and of course I didn't have this running back here, so I don't know what if it would have taken a trade or not. You know, you look at it and say, yeah, probably eventually would have got into a trade and went all the way down here and would have got out. Would have been a good trade, but since I didn't have the program running when this happened back here, we don't know what it did. Now, if you look over here, here's one. Notice the signal. You get the same signals over here. It's back in the manager, so you know what's going on. In this case, of course, we only got two pair are trading. If we had a whole list here, they'd all have different signals. Some wouldn't have any signals. But now you can see we got the same signal, and it's the double arrow going forward and backwards. I call it a hollow arrow. It's not solid. And what that means is we've already gotten a confirmed swing point, and now there's other logic after we confirm the swing point that goes into effect, and then we get this next signal, and you can see we get the cross. This would have been after this signal here, we would have got just a down arrow that looked just like this arrow. So you can see these signals match what's over here. So we got that signal. Then it looks for further stuff. And in this case, what it did, it says, okay, we agree we got a confirmed direction change. The other logic says we got more logic that says, yes, let's look for a trade. So it places what I call a breakout line. And here is the breakout line down here. For signaling a possible short trade. And as you can see, everything back here matches the signals over there. Okay, so now we're going to go on to another gotta be careful so I don't screw these up, because these are all open and I don't want to screw up my tests. Okay, now this is an open, bunch of open trades. Now this is where we traded all 28. Looking at all 28 pair. And This is the one that's been trading now I started it last week Monday. Today is Monday. Started it last week Monday, so this will be day 6 on this particular one. And you can see this, remember this chart is only 24-hour chart, so this is just the present 24 hours. And actually this one started up at, what is that, 1602. Now my broker day starts here at 1600, so that's why I started this at 1602 originally. Now there will be more charts that got saved, because when this gets to 24 hours up here, it saves the chart, or it actually saves the whole page back into your file folder and starts a new one. So every day at 1602, basically, you'll be getting a new chart, and those are saved back here in the files under snap images. You can see it's saved a bunch of them already. Some of these I saved manually just to have a copy of something, but you can see the ones I got saved from the days past. Okay, now you can see, you can look at some of these, you can say, wow, we're down, this one's down $1,000, over 1,000, this one's down over 2,000, this one's down over 600. Yeah, but remember, we're trading one lot size. And you notice the number of trades that are open on each one of these. So far right now we got 15 open trades. We've been up as high as 16 open trades. But now here's the reason why you trade a basket. As you notice, like I said, you got some drawdown going on here. But here you got a couple good ones. Here you got one that's up over $9,000. This one's up over $400. So basically, we're up almost $4,000 in open trades. Now, if you look up here, over the past session, this looks at the past session. When we started out, we got off to a real good start. We only had a drawdown of $7.13. So whichever trades opened the first day, I think there was just one trade that opened, it took off, and we only had $7.13 drawdown on that one. So that has been our maximum drawdown on our session. This is the session. As you can see, we've been up to $16,497 in the session. At present time, we're at about $14,000, which our graph tells us. Now, the session looks at closed trades. These are trades that have closed. And if they close negative, it subtracts them from here. If they close positive, it adds them here. So far, we have closed almost $10,000 of good trades that have closed. So this number up here is, notice it's 13,000. It looks at this number and this number. And if you add those two together right now, you should get this number right here. It looks at the session. So if I was to close this session down right now, just say close everything down and quit, I should have a profit of this 13,800, whatever, you know. That should be our profit. But we don't play it that way because we just let everything run, and we're going for, basket trading. Now, you notice this looks a little different up here from the other one. Remember, this is 5B. I think I said 5C before, but this is 5B. The latest one is actually this one here, which remember is 5G, and you notice this up here Remember, that was down there. So all I did was take this stuff from down here and put it up here. Now you'll notice also in this case, this is where you got to watch your money management. In this case, I was probably going a little bit too much by trading a full lot on 28 pairs, because what happened, I got my margin level set at 200%. And because you get called out at 100% and it stops out at 40%, so I like to stay above that. Now to turn this on or off, you can click on it here. Now if you want it to be permanent, like in a template or something, then you got to go back into the properties. Let's get that over here. And set it over here to whatever you want. And if you set it over here, then you can save this as a template. Now remember, if you open up this window and look at anything, make changes, it's going to erase everything out here, and you're going to end up starting over from scratch. So if you don't do that, if you want to come back and look at it, that's fine, but then either hit the cancel button or hit the X just to get out of it, because we don't want to erase all of our information. We got open trades going on. Now, if you don't have anything up here, if you haven't taken any trades yet, but there are some open trades, well, of course, you would have taken trades if they're open, but say if I shut this down on the weekend, when I open it back up on Monday, all this information will be gone, but these will pop back up again. So your trades will show up again. They all have a magic number, so the manager knows that these particular trades belong to it by the magic number. So you shut it down on the weekend and open it up again on Monday, trades will pop up here again, but then all your information is going to start over from scratch. You're going to be back to zero. So I usually leave it run over the weekend. Now, we were talking about the margin level. As you can see, it says no new trades allowed. The reason for that, now the margin level, you can see it went down to 131%. Now, I didn't have this on right at the beginning of last week, so it doesn't actually tell us properly what the numbers were. Right now we're at 164%, so we're not even above the 200 yet. But that is why it is telling us no new trades, because we are at 200 or below, and we are at 164%. So because that's our present margin level, it will not allow me to enter any new trades, which is bad, really, because I have some trades over here that are in drawdown, and there are trades that may want to be entered in order to help them out when they're in a drawdown. We'll show you that here in a minute. So that's why it says no new trades here. We're below 200%. And you can see we've been down as far as 131%. We're still above our call of 100%, but like I say, that'll be part of your money management. I either should have maybe traded less pairs or had the lot size a little bit smaller. That's something you're going to have to practice with and try and see what happens. But you can set that back in the settings, this margin, minimum margin, or if you click on it here, I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to turn it off, but if you click on minimum margin, this will turn to white like the rest of them because they're all off. And if you want to adjust it, you can just click on the up arrow. You can raise this up from 200%, or if you want to go down, click on the down arrow and it will take it down. But like I said, I don't want to screw something up here right now. Now you can also, Like you say, man, I was up to $16,000. I just want to get out. Well, if you see it up at $16,000, what you can do is just best way to do it is you turn off all your pairs, hit the select all, which will turn these off. Turn off your trade. See, I'm trading 24 hours. Turn that off, and then hit close all trades. Now, the way the close all trades works is it actually sends a signal back to strategy 1 indicator, and then the strategy 1 indicator will close the trade. It doesn't actually close the trade. What it does is sends a signal back to the manager telling it to close the trade. Now, the reason I did it that way was because that way it keeps strategy 1 indicator nice and straight and even and knows what's going on. Because if I just go over here down to trades, start closing trades, the strategy trader over there could get all confused, and the next time I start him up, or if I just leave him on, he could be out of whack or something like that. So this is the best way to close trades. Now, if you only want to close one trade, you can do it at the strategy 1 indicator. We'll get over there in just a minute. But all these, if you click on it, like I say, this went up to 16. So say now we're at 14. So I say, well, geez, I just want to hit $15,000 and get out. Well, then what you can do is just set your maximum dollars over here by using the plus or minus. Like I said, you can do that back in the settings, but you don't want to do it now because we're running. And if we're running into, we got trades open, and you go back into the settings and change this, this is all going to go away when you open it up, because that's what the settings does, starts you over fresh. So to do it over here, just click this little green arrow and run this up. Of course, if you want to go to $15,000, it's going to take you quite a few clicks. See, it only goes $1 at a time. That's why it's quicker over in the settings if you think you want to do it over in the before anything opens, if you want to preset this to some number. But you can do it right here when the trades are open. Then all you got to do is click max dollars 10, and right now it's set at $10. So if I click this on here, this thing will shut down everything because we're at $14,000. It's a long ways up from $10, so you got to be careful there. Same way with maximum drawdown. Now that's a percentage. Right now we're at 27.72%. Now what that looks at is your original account starting balance. It doesn't look at what's in there now with these added onto it. So right now we're up 27, a little over 27% from this. This number here is what your account is actually at, because we've got winning trades that have been put back into it. But we're looking at what it was when you started. Okay, so that does those, and these, these are just your times over here. Local time is whatever you got your computer set at. This is your broker, and GMT, of course. And a lot of this stuff will go through. If you look at the manager setup or the manager video, a lot of this will go over in there. Here you got S1, that just tells us we're using strategy 1. Over on the chart, this tells you what our ADR is for the, takes an average over the past few weeks and see what the average ADR is. Here you tell what it is presently. Today these will change as the price goes up and down during the day. This tells you what your present spread is. And remember, over in the settings folder, you can set up the spread, maximum spread. Right now, what have we got it set at? Let's see here once. 4. So you can see everything is above 4. I mean below 4. If it goes above 4, if it's 4 or greater, they'll turn red, and then you will not be able to take a trade because it's past your maximum spread. This just tells you what the minimum lot size can be on that particular pair. This tells you what we presently got set at. And if you look over here, this tells you the number of trades that are open on that particular pair. This one's got the most. We'll look at him in just a minute because we want to give you some insight on that. And these are your symbols. That way you can look over here and get an idea of which ones may be looking to start a trade. So like you see here, you got the crossed arrow going this way, hollow arrow. Remember I said solid arrows tells you you're in a trade, you're going down. If you look at one of these, it should have a breakout line on it. And there's your breakout line. So if we break out a close above that line, it will go. Oh, let's see, where are we at here? Oh, okay. Now here's an example. See, this is what happened here is, you notice this is a short trade. Would have been a short trade. We got a confirmed short swing. Then we got another signal here telling us with our other logic. And then we added our breakout line. But you say, well, why didn't it take a short trade? Aha. The reason it didn't take a short trade is because of this and this. So it stopped that short trade. Let's look at another one here, see if it got stopped. Yeah, here's another one right here. See, close below, and it opened, but we couldn't take the short trade because our margin, we were into our margin of 200%. We were down below that, so that's why it did not take a trade. And here you can see everything basically tells you what's going on all ones. Let's look at one that's open here. This one here is real interesting. This tells you what the present dollar value of the pound yen, what we're doing there. Now this number here tells you how many trades we got open on everything. So if you counted up all these open trades, now you notice we got 6 open trades on the pound yen. Now this is where the recovery mode comes into play when the swing point changes. In this case, you can notice we went short right here. Now you people a lot of you are going to say, boy, this is about the stupidest thing I've ever seen in all my life. You should have been rated a trailing stop up here, stop loss. I mean, why do you do it this way? Well, look at the profit. We're up almost $10,000. So you can't say it's stupid, but what happened here is originally this was our entry point, go short. You can see our blue line is still, we broke through it, we went short. This was originally over here. That's told us we were possibly at a swing point short. It was confirmed short. We got our other logic confirming it. It put in our breakout line. Oh, we went short. Maybe we were stupid, maybe not. We went short. So what happened? All of a sudden it goes long. This would have been what, 1, 2, 3, 5 days ago? 5 days ago. Maybe some news made it do this. I don't know. you can always go and look at, let's see, it was a pound yen 5 days ago. You go look at news. 5 days ago. I don't even have 5 days ago on here. But you can, if you could look back and see what the 5 days ago, maybe you would have found some news that caused that to jump. Either maybe the pound had some news or the yen had some news or something, but all of a sudden this thing moved. Where did it move to? More than likely it moved to this point right here. And when it did that, because we had already entered a trade, we now went into our, what I call our recovery mode. So we got our first repaint of swing direction right here. On the first repaint, when you're in a trade, it will take another trade of 1 times whatever lot you are in. So it would have taken a trade. One of these is, I don't know which one, but one of these would have been the trade taken over here. A couple candles after this. It waits a couple of candles, so it would have taken a trade of 1 lot size. Okay, all of a sudden it moved over here. It's repainting. Now we got another recovery trade. The second recovery trade trades at 2 times the lot size. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but over here you got different lot sizes. They're kind of small, you probably can't see. This would have been 2 times the lot size this trade would have opened. Then it moved over here. That's where we're at presently. Last time it would have, down in here, there's the trade, it would have taken 3 times the lot size. So you can see a 3. You probably can't see that, it's kind of small. That would have been 3. So first repaint is 1 times the lot size. Second repaint is 2 times the lot size. Third repaint is 3 times the lot size, and that's where it stops. It only goes 3 repaints deep. So if this would have repainted over here again, it wouldn't have taken any more trades. It only takes 3, and the sequence is 1, 2, and 3 multipliers. Now remember, this is only if you're in an open trade already. And since we already opened down here, that's what it did. Now you notice there's 1 extra one in here. Well, what happened there is, I think probably right here, if you look over here, you can't see it. There's 2 trades here. They're both 1 lot size. One of them is, remember, is the first one here. The second one happened over here. What we probably had over here was an add-on trade, which kicked off. Now, add-on trades are if you're going down or up, whichever way the trade is, and you're in profit, it's possible to get an add-on trade. And then what happens is it just adds on at the original lot size. So that's why if you look over here, the lot size is 1, because it did an add-on at 1. Now the add-ons, when you're in a trend, just use, it's very simple logic for those. You're all probably familiar with that. The DeMark fractals, it just uses fractals as add-on points. Now the reason we do this recovery like this is because, remember, our original entry was down here. If we just sit and wait until we get below this before we get into profit, You could wait days or weeks, you're screwed. But here you can see, by doing it this way, we haven't even gotten back to our original entry point, and we're already over $10,000 in the profit because we did these add-ons, and we got another add-on there. We got one down here. Here's another add-on. Price down here. Now this is what the add-on lines look like. This line normally would have been up here someplace where this add-on was. But when it sees another fractal add-on point, it moves the line down. So now if the price closes below this line and it opens up on the next candle, I always wait for the candle to close. I do not jump in just because it hits the line like it did here. Wait for a candle to close below, and then on the next open, it would do an add-on. But in this case, remember, it will not do an add-on because of this. So that's why I'm saying, watch your money management, how many pairs you're trading, lot size, because you will miss out on. Like here, we're going to miss out on an add-on point because that margin will not be above 200. So, but, you can't beat the profit here. And at present, everything we got open, all the open trades, are $3,700. Okay, so let's look at another one here. Here's one that's still in the red. Let's see what that one looks like. Okay, here's one that said go long. And it went long over here. Now you can see it has repainted. It's probably repainted a bunch of times down here. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. But right now we're right here. 2 trades. Now, it could have repainted down here. And because we're at our present margin level, it would not have let it take a trade. So that is probably why. And here you go. It's above our add-on line, and it's not taking a trade. And the reason for that is because our margin level, we're too close to our margin. So that's why it's only had 2 trades. So that's why I say watch that margin level. It's important. But now this would have originally probably been right here. This would have been your direction swing. Here you get, it would have been confirmed. Then you would have got some more calculations going on. And you can see where your breakout line is. And it closed above the breakout line, and then we entered. But it went down the other way. So we started to get swing points. Who knows where they would have been in here someplace. Probably in here someplace would have been more. But because of the margin level, we couldn't get in. And like I said, you like to get in on some more trades down here because it gets you back to a profit level quicker rather than waiting to go up here, because this is not a perfect swing thing. It doesn't have a crystal ball. It's doing its best to find the best swing points, and you can always end up with a little bit of problems like this, where it goes. But you're adding these makes a big difference. We would have had them on down here. You get up in here, you're already back into profit. You don't even have to wait for it to get up to here. But eventually, like a lot of these say, well, like this one here, we got a lot of profit, but we haven't hit our opposite swing point. We're looking for something like this to happen over here someplace. And a lot of times you can get into something like this, and this could go on for a week or 2 weeks before it gets down here far enough where it will calculate a new long swing point, because that's what it's looking for. It's looking for a long swing point to get you out of this trade. Of course, like I said, if you just want to exit the trade and take the money and go to the beach, you just go up here and hit the exit button. It will close this trade out, because this is the best way to exit out of a trade. Don't go down into your trades down below down here, where you can see all your trades, and don't do it that way. Do it this way. Hit your exit button if you want to do just this trade. You want to get out of it, just hit the exit button. Then it resets everything back to 0 here, and you can let it run, and it will look for the next green swing. It's up to you. And also, like I said before, if you want to shut everything down, take your $12,000 and run, do it this way. Close trades. That way what it does, it sends a signal back here to the indicator. The indicator then sends a signal back to the manager to close the trade. But before it does that, it restores everything in here to a good starting point, gets his brain back to a starting point. Okay, let's see here once. This one's got 2 trades going up. And here you can see we took the trade over here. The swing point must have been down here. Here you can see your little arrow. Got in the trade, closed above our breakout line, went up to there, and then decided to come back down. And right now, because we got a new swing point, it's not adding on any trades, remember, because of our margin level is stopping us. Same way with this one. Like I say, these do repaint. Now this one here, it could have had green swing points up here, over here, but the logic does take into account some of those. If they don't look quite right, it will not confirm them. But in this case, this one looked like a good one, and it got confirmation even from this second part of the logic, or third part, whatever you want to call it. So it took the trade, but then it went down. Who knows what made this go down? News or just normal trading? Who knows? But because we were too close to our margin, already into our margin level, we didn't add on any trades, which we would have happened here. We would have added on trades down here. And here's the swing point, not a swing point, but a fractal add-on point, the marked fractal add-on point. This would probably not have added on anything, because we probably would have been negative down here yet into drawdown. Just depends on how many add-ons we had down here, if we would have made it into positive territory up here or not. So that one kind of depends on that. Here's another one. Notice one short. This one hasn't repainted. You notice it's still original. There's the swing. There's our logic. And here's where the trade was added. And now it's bounced back up. And you can notice we went through a add-on point with the fractal. There's the fractal right there. But because we're not positive, it did not take that add-on trade. And in this case, we don't have any add-ons up here. So it's hard to say with this one too. This could have been over here, maybe, huh? I don't know. Let's see, what's this one? This is a short. So here you had nothing. You had your swing point here. There's your confirmation, and here's your breakout line when we went short right there, and we're presently going short. This one's presently up $451. If it closes on the other side of this line here, see, this is a fractal. Remember, you know what fractals are. They're it takes 5 closed candles to make a fractal. So we got a breakout line here. If this price comes down and closes on the other side of this, it will it won't add on a trade, because remember, we're in our margin level, so we would lose out on this add-on too. So what I'm saying, you got to watch that margin level. You got to try to stay out of it, because it can raise havoc with your recovery and your add-on trades if you get too close to it. And of course, this is the one I was just showing you. And here's one here. Swing point looks like it was probably right here, telling you to go up. Took a long trade, and all of a sudden it decided to dump out and go short. And we probably had some swing points down here. We could have got some recovery add-ons, but in this case, margin level stopped us. But okay, and the other buttons up here are pretty simple. Trade button, you click on that. These are previous trades. Here you can see we had 3 trades over here. Previous, they were all profitable because they're green. Here we had what looks like 2. They were profitable because they're green. And see, that's a case where looks like it there might have been a green arrow right about in here. We can't quite see where that goes there, or right in here someplace, because that's what would have shut this trade down, would have been a green arrow, a green star, whatever you want to call it up here. Okay, that's what that shows you. Now, if you click on the one trade, what that does, you could, let's say you got in up here, you went short. And in this case, well, let's turn this back on. You went short, and it got out here. If you had the one trade turned on, it would not take any more trades. So let's look back here. This would be better to explain it from back here. Here we got a long. Say you got the one trade turned on. You click on it, it lights up. You went long here, you got 3 trades, got out, it would have stopped, because you told it to only do one trade. What I mean by one trade is this is 3 trades, but I mean one, call it one session or whatever you want to call it. There's 3 trades on the same pair. It's one trade on this pair. We'll call it one session, had 3 trades in it. But if you click that, turn that on, it would have got out up here like it did. It's exactly like it did. But then remember, we got this signal, and maybe we would have got another short signal. I don't know. Well, we did, because here it went short. In that case, it would not have taken in this trade, because we had it set on one trade. So then if you come back and you want to actually do some trading, this reset button will be lit up red. What you do is click that reset button, and it will reset the entire chart, so you can start over fresh. So that's how you get out of that. Because a lot of times, maybe towards the middle of the week, or maybe you're going on vacation next week or something like that, and you would like just to shut everything down into profit, let them finish out if they can. Then what you would do, you could go back into into the manager, turn off the buttons where there's no trades, like there's no trades going on here, turn all these off. And then what you can do, let's see, which pair were we on? I think it was one of these. Then what you can do, you can go over here and turn on the one trade button on all the pairs that are still open, that have active trades going on. Then what will happen is they will finish out. They will continue whatever they're doing. Like in this case, say next week you want to go on vacation and you're right in here someplace. You turn on the one trade button, and in a day or two, day and a half, it'll finish that trade and then it's done. That's if you got the one trade button turned on. That way you can let it finish. Because sometimes it'll be in drawdown like this, and who knows? Everything goes good, it may pull itself up out of drawdown. Why quit? Because it may end up a winner. Like this one here. I mean, this one here hasn't even gotten to its original entry point yet. Look at, we're up $10,000. I mean, you can't hardly beat that. Okay, that's what that is. Let's see, whoops, I gotta delete those lines off there. Okay, we got a GOT button, get out trade. A lot of times, if you're just trading and you just want to get out of a trade, say you get caught into something like this here, it's just going up or down, and it's a short trade. Here it goes. Here it goes, you're losing money, then it goes down, you're gaining a little money, then you're losing money, then you're gaining a little, and it keeps going up and down. So you get into a range and say, I just want to get out of this stupid trade if I can. You could call it kind of like a break even. What you do is turn on the get out button. Get out of trade. Then what happens, as soon as this thing even goes positive by a pip, it will close the trade. Now that same thing is back here. You also have a get out button. Say your basket is going up and down, I just want to get out. I'm leaving town. I just want to shut it down and try to get back to ground zero or don't lose any money. You turn on the get out. Then when this thing, if say it was down here red, when it goes positive for just a pip or two, it will shut everything down. Shut all the trades down. Now, in order for this button to work, right now if I clicked on it, it would not work because we are positive. You cannot turn it on when you're positive. It has to be negative. You have to be in a drawdown. Like back here right now, we're in a drawdown, we're negative, we're down that amount. Now I can turn it on. It would be turned on because we're negative. But if I was positive, it will not let you turn it on when you're positive. If you're positive, you want to get out, just hit the exit button. Same way with the buy and sell button. Right now, I'm in the buy trade here, long trade. If I just wanted to add on trades myself, I just click the buy button. If this was a sell trade, I could just click the sell button. But the same things come into play with your margin reset and all that other stuff. It won't let you do it unless they're all good to go. So that's about it. And like I said, all these symbols all match up with what's back in the manager. This way you can look over here and you can see like there's nothing going on like on the EuroCAD. You open it up, you say, well, gee, there's a red star up there. How come I don't have a red star here? This star has not been confirmed. It's there, but it has not been confirmed yet. If you look at one of these other ones, here's a green star. This star supposedly has been confirmed. So you're always going to have these stars. There's another one, see, but it hasn't been confirmed yet. You know, the program will paint the star, but it doesn't mean it's confirmed and ready to use it yet. It's going through other logic to see. Now here's another one. Of course, that one's way back here. Now remember, this is what I said. Remember, it's all looking good. It broke out, but the reason it didn't take a trade was because of the margin level was too far. It was below 200, so it would not take a trade. Okay, and remember, solid green or red arrow means you're in a trade. Star means just a possible direction change. And you got we got any here or not? I don't see any. You would see an arrow like this here. Either a red one pointing down or a green one pointing up, which we don't have. That would tell you you're to that point. And then you got the arrow cross, which tells you have that. So they all kind of gives you an idea. You can look and get an idea of what's going on. 15 trades tells you how many trades are open. If you add these all up, lots. Right now we're presently into 18 lots. So that's why I say, watch your money management, watch your numbers. It's up to you. You look at this and this could scare you. You know, you've been up $6,000, $6,500, but you've been down $9,000. Well, that's just the open trades. And we all know how Forex is. It goes crazy all over the place. That's open trades. But the main one is you look back here, but we've closed $10,000 of them into profit. And if you calculate open trades against closed trades, we're up almost $15,000. So, like I said, if we shut this whole thing down right now, we got a profit of $15,000. And then we've been up to $16,000. But I'm just letting this run. Now, this ran all last week, started on Monday. So 5 days last week, I just left it alone over the weekend. Didn't turn anything on, didn't turn anything off, just let it alone. And it started up, just started looking again today, or yesterday, actually Sunday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever. I'm on Central Standard Time, so it started looking again, or continued on with the present trades. And if you just want to look at the stats, there are the stats. And you can see we have closed, no losing trades. Now, it's possible that you may end up with some closed losing trades, even though, like here, we'll go back here and look at this one here. I'll show you. You look at this one here. Say all of a sudden now we get a green star over here. This one will close down, but it's positive. It's up $11,000, but this trade is still negative. So this trade will show up as a loser. And see, we got 6 trades open. The other 5 will show up as winners. So you'll have 5 winners, 1 loser. But overall, you made over $11,000 on that trade. And you see we're going back up again here. See, so here I was goofing around here. This would have been last night, and actually this would have been like 2 o'clock. So you're talking about the time London opened. This is London Open here. That's basically what this is. So before London opened, it was kind of flat. And then when London opened, it started going. And now, of course, we're into New York. Actually, we only got 3 or 4 hours left in the day, so this is kind of the end of the New York session. But this would have been London. London opened right there. And as you can see, we're still at 167% and for our margin. And we got it set at 200. So if I turn this off, it would probably start taking some other trades, but I'm going to leave it alone. And like I says, it always tells you no new trades allowed. That's because you probably got this turned on. And you can turn it on or off right here just by clicking on the minimum margin. Same way with all these. Just click them. If you want them permanent, like this one here, if you want a permanent setting of, say, $500, well, this thing only goes in steps, remember? But $1. I might want to change, I don't know, go back into the settings, before you start anything up and set it at a bigger number. So you don't have to step up that much, because right now, I mean, it's a lot of dollars to step up to. Okay, I don't think there's anything else. This down here, I think you all know what this is. All this tells you is, right now you got I put my glasses on so I can read these stupid numbers. Right now you got 60% here, 39% here. All that means is 60% of your 28 pair are below the daily open. 39% of these are above the daily open. It doesn't mean they're traveling up, they're traveling down. It just means they're a reference point to the daily open. And like I say, look through the video. I believe it's down here. Now, like I said, the one that the present one is version, what did I say, version G, I think it is. Version 5G. These numbers are up here. And there is no quick start help. Oh, I had a sneeze. There is no quick start help, and I'll have to check. I don't know which one. This even points to this help down here. But when you first load this thing up, what you'll see is it'll say open PA charts. And when it opens PA charts, it opens them up, whatever you got over here in the list, with the default template. So usually a lot of times the first thing I do is just open up one chart and set up a default template with my strategy 1 indicator on it, and I save that as the default. Then I close that chart, then I go down here, hit open charts, and it opens up whatever I got listed over here with that default template on. And when you first load this button, and I believe this button here will not show. Same way with the close. They'll be all absent. All you will see is an open PA chart. Now when you open your PA charts and all your charts open up down here, then these buttons will appear, and they'll be there. Okay, so yeah, I showed you stats, alert window. If you just want to look at the alert window, it pops up over here on a different monitor like usual. Here you can see what took place. Here did an add buy trade on the dollar Swissy, or dollar chef, I mean, I always call it the chef, I don't know why. Here was an ad sell. Here was an ad sell. And okay, here's one at the USD CAD. Took a profit. And if you go over to USD CAD, click on trades. And there it is. It was just a small profit. Got in there and got out there. Apparently this was a short trade. And apparently this must have been up here at the time. The repaint is down here now, but that's why it got out. So it was just a short trade. No big deal. That was a USD CAD. Let's go see what he made. That one trade, I made $217.45. So that wasn't too bad a trade. So here you can see what's going on. And a lot of times I blacked this out, this column. I know somebody mentioned that. Why did you black it out? Well, this scares some people. They look at this and they say, oh my God, that's down $1,700. This one's down $400. This one's down $5,000. Yeah, but this is what you want to look at. And these things are all going to have drawdown. You can't get rid of that. And when you trade them as a basket, that's what counts. And like I said, you're up 10,000 here. You're up 4,600 here. So you're up this amount right now. If I decide to quit and go to the beach, be a little cold right now. It's in Wisconsin here. But I would have this amount of money. And like I said, I should adjust my lot size or either that or my number of pairs because I was hitting into my margin here that I had set of 200. So there's a bunch of trades that I have missed out on. Recovery trades especially. Recovery trades are important because they will get you into profit when it starts coming back in the proper direction quicker than waiting or to hit your original entry. Oh, we're doing pretty good. See, we're starting to peak up here again. But we only got a couple hours left in the day, so now what I'll do this usually slows down or even comes back down here in the evening, and then we'll wait again. Like I said, this was London Open there. And over here, this would have been around New York. This would have been New York. Right about in there someplace. Oh, the only other button I didn't say, new graph. You're starting up a fresh session or you just want to clear this graph out. You hit new graph, it'll erase this. Then we got snap. If I click snap, it'll take a picture of this whole screen, save it over in the file folder. And if you're trading every day, 24 hours a day, continuously all week, maybe through the weekend next week, you want to have the auto snap turned on because this chart only goes to 24 hours. You can see that across the bottom, 1602 to 1602. When it reaches the end, it takes a picture of it, saves it in the file folder, and then starts over again. So turn snap on. If you don't have snap turned on, what it'll do when it gets over the end here, it'll just sit there. It won't do nothing, look dumb. It'll look just like this, except at the end. So, and with the get out button, I told you what that was. Close trades, I told you what to use that for. Normal lots, I don't even know if you want to use that here or not. Remember, I told you before that normal lots looks at which ones really move. Like, you look, what's the biggest one here? 171. Pound yen is looks like the biggest move. He looks at him and compares him to the little guy, which looks to be the euro. the euro pound at this time. And then what it'll do, if you turn that on, it will make his lot size bigger. So 31, ooh, what is that, 4 or 5? That may give you a lot size of 5 up here. So you may not want to do that. That works out pretty good if you're maybe manually trading or doing something else, or just a couple of pairs, because you may not want to have this jump up to 5 lots. That may not be too good. But remember, money management's all up to you, so you're going to have to do some adjusting or figure out what you want to do. These we all talked about. Like I said, quick start help won't be on the version G. And down here we got news. If you click on that, it just opens up the Forex Factory news page where you can see if there's any possible upcoming news. Market hours, I don't know what that goes to anymore. Goes over here, I guess, for market hours, I don't know. It's up to you whether you want to look at any of this stuff. May help you, may not. I don't pay much attention to it. There's nothing built into the indicator or into the manager to look for any kind of news. I don't play news or look at it. Indexes, you click on that, it goes over to this page, and you can look at indexes, and you can set up like here's the dollar 1 hour. You can change them up here. You can see what it's doing. Oh, it looks like the dollar's going up. Market's going down. U.S. market's going down, so the dollar's going up. Okay, that's that one. There's shortcuts, all they are. And what else we have here? Help. I don't even know which one that takes you. It takes you over to YouTube now. I don't know what this is. Let's see. What are we looking at here? It's probably the manager. Like I said, it's a US version 2B. We're well past that, but a lot of it's the same. A little bit changed down here. And like I said, this here moved up to the top. And I don't have this on there anymore. That's gaps. Nobody's really interested in gaps anymore, so I don't even put that on there. So, let's see what... I don't know if I got anything under this one yet. I do on the... later version. Let's see what this one comes up at. Nope, there's nothing there. So that's the old version 2B. Under the new one, let's see here once. Gotta be careful so I don't start killing something I want. Okay, here's the latest one, 5G. Yeah, you can see that. That one's missing. Is this one still there? Looks like that one is still there. And this one here might be the same one. Let's see what it's doing. Oh, this is 1B, so this is a real old one. So I haven't gotten around to making a new video for just the manager, but a lot of that stuff I just told you should get you into it. And this is still the gold here. Let's see what the gold's doing. Okay, so I think that about wraps up the video. This got kind of long. Sorry for making it so long, but hopefully it'll help you to get started. Catch you later.